What if I told you that the secret to fighting multi-drug resistant bacteria, rapidly clearing your lungs, and even revitalizing your scalp is locked away right now inside the microscopic aromatic sacs of a simple leaf? Well, welcome to this explainer. Today, we're taking a really fascinating journey into the hidden medicinal power of eucalyptus. We're going to unpack exactly what the clinical data actually says about this remarkable plant, and more importantly, how you can seamlessly apply this science to improve your everyday life.
Okay, let's dive right into our roadmap for today. We'll be covering 1. The science of eucalyptus, 2. Globulus versus radiata, 3. Respiratory health benefits, 4. 5 daily applications, 5. Hair and scalp care, and lastly, but definitely most importantly, 6. Safety guidelines and warnings.
Starting with Section 1, the science of eucalyptus. Let's demystify this leaf.
For centuries, indigenous Australians utilized fresh eucalyptus leaves to cover wounds and treat infections. And today, modern clinical analysis reveals exactly why that works so well. Meet eucalyptol, scientifically known as 1,8-cineal. This natural bicyclic ether compound makes up a staggering 60 to 80% of the Eucalyptus globulus plant. So, when we talk about eucalyptus being this great antimicrobial agent, this is the specific compound doing all the heavy lifting. Clinical research proposes that its highly hydrophobic nature allows it to literally disrupt bacterial cell walls and membranes. This causes increased cell permeability, which leads to the leakage of ATP and vital metabolites. In simple terms, it basically acts like a battering ram, breaking down the defenses of harmful bacteria right from the outside in.
Now take a look at this massive number right here, 89.15%. According to recent systematic reviews, that is the maximum percentage by which the 1,8-cineal compound can reduce the biofilm of multi-drug-resistant bacteria, specifically MRSA. Think of a biofilm as essentially a protective shield that bacteria build to survive our modern antibiotic treatments. The fact that eucalyptus essential oil can aggressively inhibit this shield by nearly 90% highlights some absolutely incredible potential for clinical settings, especially when we're dealing with pathogens that evade traditional antibiotics. It's a real game changer.
Moving on to Section 2. Globulus versus radiata, because botanical distinctions really matter here.
When you actually go to utilize these benefits, it's absolutely vital to know that not all eucalyptus oils are identical. The chemical profile changes dramatically depending on the exact species of the tree. Let's look at the two most prominent medicinal variants. On the left, we have Eucalyptus globulus. Because of its incredibly high eucalypto content, this variant is a powerhouse specifically targeted at the lower respiratory tract. It's exactly what you want for deep bronchial infections or really heavy chest congestion. But over on the right, we have Eucalyptus radiata. Now this variant has a much gentler chemical profile. It focuses primarily on the upper respiratory tract, the nasopharyngeal area. Because it's milder, radiata is often recommended for treating rhinitis, sinusitis, or even ear infections. And it's generally considered safer for use with children over the age of 3 as long as it's properly diluted. Knowing this distinction ensures you're applying the right tool for the right ailment.
Which brings us to Section 3, respiratory health benefits. Let's talk about clearing those airways.
We all know these oils feel refreshing to breathe in, but the evidence-based mechanisms actually occurring inside your body are so much more complex. Let's look at how this builds a complete defense system for your lungs. First, eucalyptol acts as a powerful expectorant, meaning it makes secretions far more fluid and much easier to eliminate. Second, it actually dilates the bronchi. It physically widens your airways to facilitate clearance. But this third point, this is truly remarkable. At a molecular level, clinical models mimicking late rhinosinusitis show that eucalyptol significantly reduces the expression of the MUC2 and MUC19 mucin genes. It is literally signaling your genes to stop overproducing mucus. And if that wasn't enough of a biohack, it also demonstrates active antiviral properties, with studies showing it can actually inactivate free virus particles of the influenza A H1N1 virus.
Let's jump into Section 4. 5 daily applications, bridging this clinical science with your daily lifestyle. So we have this clinically proven, highly potent substance. How do we safely get it out of the lab and into our daily lives? Well, there are 5 primary evidence-backed ways to seamlessly incorporate eucalyptus oil into your wellness and household routine. We've got electric diffusers, baths and showers, direct steam inhalation, a surprisingly awesome household application as an ironing spray, and therapeutic massage. Let's break down exactly how you should do each one.
For everyday indoor air purification, it's super simple. Just add 5 drops of the essential oil to an electric diffuser with some water. This beautifully disperses those specific antiseptic molecules directly into your environment.
Alternatively, for a more personal respiratory treatment, try placing just 2 drops on the floor of your shower or in your bath right before you get in. The combination of the hot water and the steam naturally opens up those aromatic molecules, literally wrapping you in a vapor that dilates your airways and promotes some immediate deep respiratory relaxation.
Now, if you're actively dealing with a blocked nose or sinusitis, you can use the direct steam inhalation technique. Just add 3 to 5 drops to a bowl of hot, steaming water, cover your head with a towel to trap the steam, close your eyes, and just inhale that vapor for a few minutes to unblock those nasal passages. Okay, and here is a brilliant household trick directly from our clinical sources. Add 3 drops of eucalyptus oil to your ironing water. I mean, who knew ironing could become an antibacterial spa experience? Not only does it leave your clothes with this incredibly long-lasting fresh scent, but its antibacterial properties actually help eliminate bacteria directly from the fabric while you iron.
The 5th application is therapeutic massage, which is absolutely fantastic for deep muscle relaxation, combating physical fatigue, or soothing joint comfort from conditions like rheumatism. But right here is where you must follow the golden rule of essential oils. You absolutely cannot apply it directly to your skin. You must mix 2 drops of the eucalyptus essential oil into a carrier oil. Think almond oil, coconut oil, or even just a standard vegetable massage cream before applying it to your body.
Next up, Section 5, Hair and Scalp Care. Time for some botanical restoration.
Beyond just respiratory and muscle health, eucalyptus actually holds some lesser-known but highly effective dermatological benefits. If you ever struggle with scalp issues, eucalyptus is a potent natural remedy. Its strong antifungal properties are incredibly effective at combating dandruff and controlling seborrheic dermatitis, which significantly reduces flaking and itching. Furthermore, it actively regulates your scalp's sebum production to help control excess hair oiliness. By regulating this whole scalp environment and reducing bacterial buildup, it stimulates the hair follicles to promote really healthy growth. Interestingly enough, it even offers a degree of protection against UV rays, effectively blocking photoaging of your hair strands. To actually use this, just like with a massage, you simply mix a few drops into a vegetable carrier oil, massage it into the scalp about an hour before washing, and then just shampoo as you normally would.
Finally, Section 6, Safety Guidelines and Warnings. These are crucial handling protocols we need to cover.
So the crucial point we really have to stress is this. While eucalyptus is entirely natural, it is a highly concentrated, pharmacologically active compound. Treating it with respect is totally non-negotiable. Looking at the official safety data sheet right here, notice that highlighted warning right at the top. It strictly underscores the clinical requirement for a 2.0% dilution rate when using a carrier oil for any external topical application. Using pure essential oil directly on the skin can cause severe irritation, redness, and rash, especially in sensitive individuals.
Furthermore, there are some very critical age and health restrictions you need to know. Generally, strong eucalyptus oils, like the globulus variant we talked about, should not be used on or around children under 10 years of age, as it can actually cause sudden breathing problems. Second, it is highly toxic if ingested orally, leading to severe nausea, vomiting, or major gastrointestinal distress. Simply put, never, ever swallow it. Third, there's a clinical paradox here you must be aware of. While it totally helps asthma that's associated with mucus, it can severely irritate and worsen dry asthma, so those individuals should definitely avoid concentrated vapors. And finally, always store the bottle tightly sealed in a cool, dark place. This prevents chemical oxidation, which would otherwise degrade all that incredible medicinal value.
When you're handling the undiluted, pure oil, perhaps when you're mixing your own wellness blends at home, these personal protection guidelines do apply. It's highly recommended to wear gloves to prevent any prolonged, direct skin contact with the concentrated liquid. You also need to ensure you're working in a well-ventilated area so you aren't overwhelmed by inhaling the raw, concentrated vapors, which can quickly cause acute respiratory irritation.
So we've seen how a single, natural plant can literally disrupt the defenses of superbugs, rewrite the way our genes produce mucus, and safely purify our homes and our bodies when used correctly. The science is absolutely clear. And as you've seen, the applications are practically endless. So leaving this explainer today, my final question to you is this. Now that you know the true clinical power hiding inside this simple leaf, how will you harness it to transform your own daily wellness routine?